We are live. We are here, and we are now. We're just going to sit and be for a couple minutes. Always pay attention to your breath. On a physiological level, the breath is the connection and gateway to the life force that surrounds us, to this moment, to the freshness, the aliveness of this moment. Allows us to tune in, to center, to ground, to be here. Be here now. Hey Tracy. Did I wake you up? Am I waking you up? Tomorrow I begin my journey down south, driving down south. I'll be in Raleigh, North Carolina, sharing meditation and Dharma this Saturday in Raleigh, and then to Asheville, North Carolina, back to the Cradle of Love, and then to Winston-Salem the following Saturday, and Highlands, North Carolina for a one-day retreat following Saturday. I'm in Pennsylvania for the last day today. Hey Cynthia. And I'm really grateful to be here. I'm really grateful to be here with you. I really appreciate the sense of community that's forming together here, that we are co-creating. And it's definitely a co-creation process, a co-creative process. No one person can create community, or otherwise it wouldn't be community, right? So co-creating with a commitment to showing up first and foremost. And that's all that's really required with community, which is so amazing, just to continue to show up. You continue to show up, continue to be present, continue to tune in here together. And then together we evolve, we grow, we awaken, we learn, we expand, we inquire together, we answer questions together. And we realize, we remember why we're alive. Good afternoon, good morning, Martin. Martin, I believe, is in California this morning. Cynthia, if you can hear me, remind me or let me know where do you live? Type it in the box. And there's this feeling of just being. You know, when you come into a space of being present, there's this sense of just being is enough. Just being is realized to be more than enough. Scottsdale, Arizona, beautiful. Welcome. Being is almost overwhelmingly enough. Hey Maria, good to see you. Desert hot springs. Gotta love those springs when they're hot. By the way, we're looking, Cynthia, at doing a retreat in Sedona soon. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Needs a little Just a few little organizational elements to come to completely together, but it's in the works. Denver, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High. We did a retreat in Boulder. I guess it was last year with my beloved friend Ash Ruiz. One of my all-time favorite retreats. It was a 5-day retreat with Ash. Yes, I've been feeling called to do a retreat down under in Australia for several years now. We just need the organizers on the ground to come together, which hasn't quite happened yet. But yes, I'm totally down for down under. Great, Cynthia. Wonderful. So there's just this sense of being, being, and the being is the fullness itself, is in this being, the sense of being, and the doing becomes secondary. And there's a creative energy, there's a creative impulse that arises from the ground of being, from the fullness, from the wellness, from the wellspring of this moment right now. So instead of coming from a place of lack, which is where most of us are coming from in the egoic consciousness, we're coming from a place of overflowing. We're coming from a place of being so full in this moment that the energy, the spirit, the heart just wants to express itself, just wants to share itself, wants to flow, wants to move, wants to connect. And so it is. Which leads into an interesting thing, which is the theme of today. So we've talked a lot about yes, saying yes to life, saying yes to the moment, saying yes to what is, and that's the foundation, of the founding consciousness of everything that emanates forward. This yes to the moment is the fulfillment, is this overflowing, this abundance, this buoyancy in the moment that I'm pointing to. And from this openness, this open-heartedness, this open-mindedness, this open body, this infinite embrace of what's arising in the moment, there's an interesting thing that evolves from that. There's a vision, there's a calling, there's this sense of creation, creative energy, creating a new earth, creating a new world, creating a new paradigm, creating what's new, being a co-creative energy, being a co-creative force in what comes next, and realizing this foundational sense of anything is possible. There's infinite possibilities, and together we can create whatever we're called to create, whatever is the impulse to create in this world as life artists. So when you feel this sense of creative energy and you're saying yes to the future in the now, it means you're then saying no to the old status quo, to the old paradigm, to the way things used to be, to the way people tell you it has to be, it's going to be. This is reality. This is the way it is. It has to be like this. You need to follow it like this. You're saying no to all of that. And you're saying no to it every day, every hour, every moment. So there's a lot of no that you say when you come into this field of infinite possibility. Right? So in my life, from where I began to where I am now, and still to this day, it's the power of no that's so valuable and important. And to realize you have that power. You don't have to do it the way other people tell you need to do it. You don't need to think the way other people tell you need to think. You don't need to feel what other people tell you need to feel. You don't need to plan your life the way other people tell you need to plan your life. You don't need to be afraid of the things other people tell you need to be afraid of. You don't need to doubt the things Other people tell you need to doubt. You don't need to worry about the things other people tell you need to worry about. You follow what I'm saying? It's the power of no. So we talked about the power of yes, but there's also this infinite power in no. And saying no is a yes to the truth inside yourself, to that core truth that's inside you, to the essence of yourself, to that spark, that life force inside yourself. So you're seeing what's here, but you're feeling something different. And you're saying yes to it, even if you can't see it yet, even if you can't feel it yet, even if you can't taste it yet, you can't touch it yet, you can't smell it yet. You're just saying yes to it. And you're saying no to what's in front of you. So that includes things like, the commercials on TV. They tell you there's something wrong with you and you need this to be happy and you need this product and you need this toothpaste and you need these kind of socks and you need this kind of shirt. And if you don't do these things, then you'll never be loved and you'll never be fulfilled, you'll never be happy. And you say no to all of that, right? The magazines at the checkout stand about this actress and this actor and they got divorced and they're together and don't you want to know about what's happening with these people and they're so famous and don't you want to live like that and be like these people and you say no to all of that. You're just walking around and you go into Walmart and you're walking through and you're just saying no, 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 but yes to yourself. You're tuned in, you're locked in, you're centered, it's all inside you. And there's a yes inside, and there's a no to what you see, which is a yes to something higher, something more beautiful, something more evolved, something of a higher level of consciousness. And you bring that into being inside yourself. So the people that have really expanded, that have evolved, that have grown in their consciousness, they've had to say no to a lot of things. They've had to say no to a lot of requests. They've had to say no to a lot of pressures and demands, to a lot of imposed fear, to a lot of preordained conditioning and programming, right? You have to say no to all of this stuff that's filled with suffering and illusion and delusion and limited conditioning, and open yourself up to the expanse, to the vision, to the imagination. And this is what's beautiful, is that in the spiritual realm, there's this sense of transcending the mind, right? Of quieting the mind, of quieting thoughts. And what we're really quieting is the misperception of who we are. So we get attached and identified to things, to thoughts, to ideas, to roles, so forth. When we quiet the mind, we recognize the essence of who we really are, which is an infinite essence, beyond the mind, beyond the body, beyond form, beyond all thought, conceptualization, idealization, belief systems, transcendent. And from this infinite transcendence, then forms can be created. And forms can be created through us, and forms will be created through us. Now from a space of infinite possibility. Do you see the beauty of this teaching? There's two components. There's the essence of the absolute quietude of the mind, and then the creative energy from there. And how do we create? We create with the power of our imagination, which is an aspect of our minds, which is an aspect of bringing from the formless, bringing form into being. And I'm going like this because you can't really see too much else, but I could also be going like this. The heart is such an essential element of this connection between the essence and the creative imagination of bringing a world, bringing worlds, bringing universes into being. that don't yet exist. And this is where we feel the most alive, the most in tune, the most in purpose, the most inspired. So when we realize why we're here, why we're alive, we're here to imagine and to dream and to bring into being new worlds, new universes, filled with essence of love and inner peace and freedom, liberation, empowerment. You feel what I'm saying? That's why we're here. And every moment it's like we're like alchemizers. We're like alchemizing what we notice, what we see. We say no to it and we alchemize it. And we imagine new worlds, new relationships, new dreams, new universes. So out of that no comes a greater yes, right? There's that feeling of like, I'm imagining something different, and I'm not gonna attach myself to this, hook myself to this. And when we imagine together, that's when things get really fun. And that's when there's that recognition, that realization of what true community is, of what true co-creation is. So we use that power of saying no to that which is no longer healthy for us, no longer serving us in a aligned way. To say yes to the deepest, truest essence inside ourselves. And to the creative energy, the creative impulse to create, co-create from a space of divine union, communion, harmony, love, peace, freedom, boundless freedom. The world of our dreams, moment by moment, day by day, hour by hour. Is it scary? Definitely. But there's nothing, now listen to me closely here, there's nothing that's exciting that isn't a little bit scary. So is it scary? Yeah, it can be scary. It can be scary to the ego. It can be scary to this conditioned structures of the way things have been. And yet it's so exciting. You know, this is where the adventure begins. This is where the hero's journey begins. And we're sharing it together. And it feels so good, doesn't it? So good to see you, Katrina. And just want to tell you again that, you know, your journey has been an inspiration in regards to what I'm talking about. And I'm so happy to see your evolution and what's been unfolding for you. Maria says, that's what the world needs. Let's make it contagious. Yes, so this is why we share in this way. And by the way, this video, you just click a share button and it can be shared. It can be made contagious. So like these little things that we do each day that, you know, we may not think like they're much, but they make an impact on people, you know, beyond what we usually perceive or understand or realize. You know, we're making a difference in every decision we make, every thought we make, every movement we make. You know, every point in the universe affects every other point in the universe, you know? So we're powerful. We're powerful together. Thank you, Tracy, for your comments. Just going through some of the other comments here. Yeah. It really is beautiful and exciting and inspiring. And just to remember again, that even if it feels like you're alone, at points, at times, you're not alone. There's so many people around the world that are on the same journey that you're on. And it's beautiful that we can come to a space here of realizing that and remembering that and supporting each other and learning and growing and acquiring and evolving together in this space together. Anybody have any questions or comments before we part ways in the visual space and continue in the heart space? Let's take just a moment to really feel the energy that's awoken today and feel it integrate and move through our system, move through our mind, body, spirit as we move through the day, and feel the presence, power of this present moment awareness, and share it with whoever we come in contact with the rest of the day, just in our natural essence of being, the natural essence of who we are. Let's take a deep breath together. And again. And one more. And sigh on the exhale. Yeah. So Sedona, so I don't have a date for that yet. Anybody that wants to help organize anything that I'm doing anywhere, you want me to come to anywhere, just write me. I'm approachable like that. So just write me and give you details on how we can make that happen. So don't have a date for Sedona yet. Orlando, I'd love to come to. We do have a retreat in Georgia, which we did have a participant from Orlando come last time. Richard came up from Orlando. And that's in September, and that's with John Stringer, an amazing musician and friend, and it's a 3-day retreat in Georgia. There's a 1-day retreat at Highlands, a beautiful place in North Carolina, this month, July 23rd. We're also working on some events in California, Martin, so let's touch on that in the fall, maybe around November, end of October, around there. So yeah, it's as we say sometimes, we look at each other and we say, it's happening. It's happening. Good question, Tig Monk. How's he? It seems like he's in Europe right now. I saw a post the other day. He's still floating around there. Maybe with Tig Monk, yeah. I'll connect with him and see what wants to be created. But there'll be multiple things happening. So if there's something with him, then there'll be other things, as well. It'll be like a little tour, I'd love to get out to Colorado again, actually. Yeah, so let's stay in touch with you on that. I was there last year, like I said. So I like to get out to California at least once a year, usually around the fall, and Colorado as well. Every day is Thanksgiving, right? Every day is a great day to be thankful and to give, wherever we are in the world. All right, y'all, beautiful rest of your day. Feel free to keep sharing in the comments. I'll be traveling tomorrow, so be back here sometime next week in the next now. Love you.